jury at the bank down the bar. You should have never doubted me. I'm gonna work to my last breath. I'm gonna hustle to my last breath. Yeah, you should have never doubted me. The pain and the struggle followed me, but there ain't never not bothered me. And these cold streets made a man of me. No time to come and doubt me. Had to keep them hard, but he's grounded. Keep a young girl when we grounded. You never know where your motivation will come from. We do the most of these bras and touch under. They try to push you aside, you gotta fight some. I had a line on the side and then we back up. I want that number 1 spot, I'm like icon. I got that beast on my eyes, I'm like Tyson. With my heart and my drive, I know I'm righteous. He's on ice on me, rocky like that for. Once you win, you gon' run for.
Yo, what's up? We back, man, we back. All right, first and foremost, man, I gotta let y'all know my original guest, Mr. Stevie Baggs Jr., couldn't make it today. He had an engagement that he was trying to get out of, but it was mandatory that he had to be there. So I let him know, brother, it's cool, we'll have you back on. And he said he wants to come on in February to make up for this day here. But in place of that, got my boy, Mr. JTT, Mr. Excitement.
I already know.
He's actually gonna fill in today as the host. So go ahead.
Guys, welcome to another episode, another edition. Got it out the mud, man. Once again, your boy JT, I'll be hosting today. And guess who the special guest gonna be? The one and only ZayButlerCEO, man. This should be a great one, man. So now we get to get the inside of the champ himself, the creator. Oh, got it out the mud, man. Hey, we ain't even gonna hold no punches out the gate, bro. Let's take him to South Florida, man. Take him from the beginning. And I want you to transition how it comes about with the podcast, to how your life from the beginning, how it comes right into where we at today. You got the floor, dog.
Okay. Well, for those who don't know, my name is Xavier Butler, actually Edward Xavier Butler. Father name was Edward Butler. Mother, as you know, Veronica Ann Butler. And those are the two people that made who you see today. I'm real thankful to the universe of God for those two people actually bringing me here, teaching me, molding me, and everything of that sort. From Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Sunshine State. Grew up in a real tough city. Actually, a city by the name of Lauderhill, Florida. By way of deep side, Lauderhill, shallow side. Those of you who've been to the bottom, to Florida, understand where I'm coming from. Like I said, grew up in a tough neighborhood, tough hood. My apartments where I first lived were named Carvel Arms Apartments. Shout out to Carvel Arms.
Carvel.
That's where I got my start. And in Carvel, what stood out to me growing up in Carvel, and what still has a lot of is responsible. The thing that's responsible for me having the drive and tenacity today is we had a lot of older guys and just a lot of younger guys I grew up with, peers, that love the game of football. So that's how I got my start in sports and just being a competitive person and just being a hustler.
Got you.
I got it from Carvel Arms. I credit Carvel Arms for that. Just all the people. Shout out to everybody who I grew up with in Carvel Arms. You know who you are. You guys made me who I am today. And coming out of Carver Arms, man, it was, you know, Section 8 housing. We didn't have it. You know what I mean? Really out of the mud.
Yeah.
We were in the mud, deep. You know.
So let's keep it right there at Carmel. Thank you too, brother. I had an opportunity to go visit. You know, you took me down to South Florida, went everywhere, Fort Lauderdale, everything you're talking about. Tell me about the good, bad, and the ugly. The good, bad, and the ugly.
The good, bad, and the ugly. Well, yeah, football was the positive thing in Carvel, but the good, bad, and the ugly, you had a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
You had a lot of, like, just peasant, roach-infested apartments. You had just, you know, police in and out every 5 minutes, sirens going on every 5 minutes. So it was hard to, like, get rest and things of that nature. It was hard to kind of raise your kids. So for the parents who raise the kids that are actually successful today, in this day and time, us, a few others, those were real parents to me, man. Because if you were able to raise your kids and keep your kids level-headed in the midst of all that going on, it was very hard. So if you was that parent, guess what? We commend you today. I commend y'all today because that's. I don't know if I could have done that right now in this day and time.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And I don't know like if many people could do that. You feel me? So that's another credit to Mom. She was one of the ones that raised us to stay away from the drugs, to stay away from the wrongdoing, to stay away from messing with women, getting women pregnant. You know, we could have been doing all that, selling drugs.
Yeah.
We could have been.
Yeah.
I was presented with all this stuff, bro, and not to say, you know, not to congratulate because it wasn't good. You know what I mean? And like I tell everybody, you got to have a little bit of luck to make it. So it took her.
Yeah.
And just, I'm gonna say this, we had a lot of parents in those apartments that looked out for us while we wasn't around Mom.
So it was a community.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a village.
Me, my brother Darius, my sister Tracy, my brother Marty, shout out to all y'all. Like we were well grounded.
Got it.
Because we had the type of mom that didn't play.
Didn't even play them games.
You know what I mean?
I feel you.
And I also had a grandfather that didn't play the radio. You know what I mean?
So was it like conversations? What was it?
Like my grandfather and grandmother lived. Okay, let's go back.
Take it back.
I never met my mother's father and mother.
Gotcha.
So I never got to meet my mother's father and mother, my grandma and granddad on that side.
Yeah.
But so the only grandparents I knew were my dad's mom and dad. My granddad was a church superintendent. My grandmother was an evangelist in the church.
Okay.
So we grew up
In the church.
in the church. My mom was a choir director in the church. So we was in church all week long. Me and my brothers, my sisters and brothers can attest to this. We grew up in Church of God in Christ, slobbing on the seats. We're coming from football practice to church.
Right to church.
Straight to Bible study. We're stinking. I talk to my son all the time about how we had to wear our practice clothes to church for Bible study, and our clothes are stinking.
Stinking.
And we got to sit in church.
Yeah.
My mom didn't play. Y'all still going. Or why you didn't bring no extra shorts? Say we forget our shorts or something like that. You got to sit in church with them stank pads on.
Man.
She didn't play. So day in, day out, I remember like it was yesterday. Michael Jordan was playing in the championship in the 90s, early 90s.
Okay.
We snuck the TV from home. Remember, you only had Channel 4, Channel 7, Channel 9.
Yeah.
We snuck the TV from home to church while Bible study going on. We go in a little private room.
Right.
We watching Michael Jordan. While my mom in Bible study, me and my brother Bert Darius, we doing this. And shout out to Holy Redeemer Church of God in Christ.
Okay.
That's where we got our start at. And we learned a lot. That's where we learned our morals at. You know, she took us to church, and we learned how to be, God-fearing men,
I got you.
upstanding in the community. You know what I mean?
That's about.
Yeah.
Well, man, I definitely want to give you your flowers on so many different situations and occasions. But bro, I want to come in from South Florida, like I said, man, it's so beautiful. As crazy as it sounds, as infected as it sounds, drug infected, it is a beautiful city. Shout out to everybody down there. Everybody showed me a lot of love, and I can see what you're saying. I can see distilled the love, and I can see the community coming out there. So even you drug dealers, they still out there at the parks playing ball and still showing love.
Yeah.
So it's still a beautiful city. Shout out to the city, man. I want to fast forward a little bit. You spoke about your family.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your siblings real brief, starting with little bro that we just mentioned, Darius. It seems like y'all got a really, really good relationship up to this day. So let's start from there and move it on up real quick.
Well, I'm okay. Start my brother, my oldest brother.
Let's start up there. Let's start from the top.
I'm gonna get that respect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start from my oldest down to the youngest.
Respect.
Oldest brother, Lamar Butler, Lamar Culpepper. That was my oldest brother. Was one of my greatest inspirations, and still is to this day. Just taught me a lot. I grew up watching him play football and do everything. You know what I mean? I always wanted to be like him. I always wanted to walk in his footsteps, and I just love watching him run that football. You know what I mean? That was one of the first people. Yeah, you had back in the day. You had your Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
You had your Emmett Smiths. He was around that time with these guys, but at the same time, he held all his merits in his own. My brother was Gatorade Player of the Year. What people don't know, in 1986.
Hard to do, man.
Emmett Smith was Gatorade Player of the Year, 1987. Most people don't know Emmett Smith is from Florida, from Gainesville, Florida.
Wow.
But my brother beat him out in 86 for the Gatorade Player of the Year. This is the ultimate accolades you can get in the state of Florida.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? So I was always mesmerized by this.
Yeah, that's an accomplishment, brother.
But I'm gonna give you the bad also with it. My brother was a Gatorade Player of the Year, but he would tell you to this day, like, he wished he would have went to class, done his work, and things of that nature. You know, they had the essay, you have to pass the SAT and all this stuff to be, you know, recruited by big colleges. He was recruited by everybody in the world.
Yeah.
But he couldn't go because he didn't have a test score and his grades were too low. So me watching that, it was like, man, I got to do it a little different when I get there.
Yeah.
But
kind of gave you a blueprint on everything.
But Marty was one of my biggest inspirations, and still is. Just to see him every day, he's like a ball of fire.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Just like I say about you.
Oh yeah.
You remind me a lot of him.
Shout out to my brother Marty, man.
Every day he wakes up, it's always a happy time.
Always,
you know what I mean?
Always,
no matter what.
Always.
And he's been through a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to still be able to keep that demeanor on a daily, that taught me something.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go down. How you find? Shout out to Marty.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go down to the second. My sister Tracy.
Okay.
Been through a lot. Give you a brief on her. 17 weeks. Her bowels backed up in her, back into her body, and she was supposed to be dead.
Wow.
At 17 weeks.
Wow.
But the universe of God seen fit
That's it.
to keep her around for a reason. She's the only sister, and she's always been that spark to us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As young men, and helped us to learn how to treat women, and she helped us, like, we don't like soft women, because my sister wasn't soft.
She wasn't even soft. She didn't get that.
And my mama ain't soft. My sister ain't soft, and my mama wasn't soft. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it brought like a balance to our lives. You know what I'm saying? When having a sister, and she was older than me, she babysitted us. You know what I mean? So when my mom had to leave and do different things,
She was there.
My mom worked 3 jobs.
3 of them.
3 jobs at one time. So real got it out the mud type stuff,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, and my sister
She
had
feel
to
that. She was
look
there,
out for
man.
us.
She was there.
And she was there for us. You know what I mean?
Love it.
Shout out to my sister Tracy.
Tracy.
Then then you got me, but then right under me you got my brother Darius.
My dog.
You know what I mean? Like, one thing I love about my brother, he always been a ball of fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's a fire sign. Aries,
Aries.
fire sign. He's always full of fire. I love to watch him coach. That's one thing about him, like, that I actually love. Like, watching my brother coach, that gives me the fire. Me being a Virgo, a real reserved, detailed, chill type of guy, he brings the fire out of me. You know what I mean?
No, I'm talking about.
So, and I feel like as a leader of people,
Yeah.
you gotta have different genres about you. You gotta have different things about you that gets, because you're leading different people. Everybody's different who you lead, so you gotta know how to jump on their level and relate to everybody. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you understand this, being a teacher, being a trainer, being everything like that. So he's my ball of fire.
Gotcha.
And then I have my younger brother under him, Zach. Most people don't really see him because he's doing everything. He's an actor.
Yeah.
He's traveling around the world and everything of that sort. And he came, later on. Like, my mom actually had him at 42 years old. We were like, what's going on? Mom, you having another?
Hey, why you having another one?
Like, oh my God. What? But we understood it was gonna take us as the village to raise him. He's the one that brings out of me my I know you a singer,
Yeah.
but I dib and dab a little bit,
Yeah.
and that's because of him and my mom.
Shout
My
out.
mom's a
Yeah.
singer, grandma, but my younger brother, when he came, he brought that to the table, and just him just being very, like, spontaneous actor, things of that nature. It brought a new spark, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to the household.
Yeah.
And
Man,
that's
and such a talented family, bro. A lot of soul, a lot of conviction, a lot of everything, man. Like you said, a village, man. So shout out that's really getting it out the mud right there. Really getting out the mud. Brother, we are here in Atlanta now at Butler's Extreme Training, a place that you have created, you had a dream and a vision of. This is a great transition question since we're speaking about family. We have a lot of people that come in and out this facility, from the to seniors to children. And I want to speak a little bit about your children, brother, man. Because you just gave a blueprint about your inspirations and things like that. You have 2 beautiful sons who are at an elite level when it comes to training. And we can say it's DNA, but I've seen the work from when they were shorties to where they are now. Talk about the passion it is to work with your kids. Speak from a father's position, and also speak from a coaching position, how you balance the two. How y'all keep a good relationship in the house, on the fields, or in the courts, wherever you guys are at. Speak about how it is to get your guys to that point.
Okay. First and foremost, I want to give respect to wife, business partner, and mother of my 2 kids, Marquita Butler.
Shout out.
She had and still has a lot to do with what's going on here, and I'm just thankful for her vision also,
Yep.
and just her patience and just everything she brings to the table. With me being a father, being a trainer, being everything, and just being a, you know, just having patience with me with everything I'm doing, because it's sometimes it gets hard.
Yep.
You know what I mean, for women. So I just wanted to pay her those respects. Okay. Shout out to my kids, Zion and Deuce. First and foremost, I just wanted to say, okay, when I had my first kid, 2008, I had just went back to school, Daytona Beach. Just came from trying to have a pro career, which, you know, was short-lived and everything. But when I went back to school, I was going back to graduate. Had Xavier Butler. Xavier, his name is actually Deuce's name is actually Xavier Alexander Butler. 2008, April 12th. 2008, May 22nd. April 22nd.
He over there looking like,
Oh man,
hey, it be like that sometimes. But
I'm
yeah,
thinking Taurus. I don't know why I'm thinking May.
it be like that.
April 22nd, 2008 was, I won't lie to you, the happiest day of my life.
The happiest, okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anticipating up until then for 9 months that I got a son coming. And what man doesn't
Exactly.
want a son?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? No shout out to women. No knock to women.
Yeah.
No knock to women. Women are beautiful. Women are our original leaders. Women run the world.
They do.
But it's nothing like a man having a son.
Agree.
You understand? And I'm pretty sure, if not all men, most men would agree with what I'm saying.
Agree.
And especially me as a ball player, the first thing I'm thinking, I'm gonna try to groom him into being a ball player. Not actually push him into that.
Yeah.
Not actually make him do this, but I was hoping that he would be. And just that experience in itself, bro, like in the hospital, seeing your first son come out, seeing that he's healthy, and all I started to do was just thank God for, you know, just allowing me to be in this position, be in this space. And now right then, that brought me into a grind mode. You know, you understand? Because like I told you before on the last podcast, my mom always told me, she was like, Zay, the only time I see you go hard is when you play football.
Playing football. You said that.
So I needed some type of spark and motivation, and God knew that. So that's why he came when he came.
Yeah.
That's just my thoughts on it. And when he came, I got into grind mode. That's when I elected to finish school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And started teaching first, and then started training. But back to them. Okay, my second son, my other son, Zion. Came 4 years later. Birthday June 13th. He's a Gemini. But when he came, it was like, okay, this is the I won't say the closing of the door, but this is the wrapping up of the blessing.
The wrapping up the
like
blessing.
this is the what word am I trying to use? This is the fulfillment. This is the
completion.
fruits.
It's fruits. It's all.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the fruits of my labor.
There you go. Fruits of your labor.
So, you know what I mean? Like, he came and it was nothing but love again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, man, God is really blessing me. 2 boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like what's meant to be is always meant to be.
Right.
And these 2 guys are such a blessing to me.
Yeah.
To the
These
point.
your boys, man. Like these, not only are they your boys, but they're your boys. I have that. I see how you guys hang with each other. I see how you
Right.
communicate with your sons, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Like last night, me and these 2 guys, we went in Deuce 14, Zion 10. We went and kicked it at the game.
Exactly. I
basketball
see those
game.
things. Yeah. I see those.
I could just do that with them.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, I was always taught by my mom, discipline is the first thing.
Right.
So that's the main thing I wanted to put on the table when they arrive.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Not so much of a bad thing, disciplining them when they're wrong,
Right. Right.
but just instilling discipline in their life from the jump.
So with that being said, we're going to go to questions in a minute because I see they're asking questions. Get your questions ready. I want to say this, and then we're going to go right into those questions. How do you balance? Because I got 2 little ones, and now
Okay.
how do you balance being their trainer? Even though I work with them, other people work with them, but you are their guy, and being their father.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I trained them, okay, up until Deuce was 12, 11, 12. He's 14 now. I was tough on him, tough. You know, all the women in the family, hey, Zay, you might be a little too hard on him. Calm down. You know, I think you need to do, everybody offering their opinion. I had to tell everybody, listen, no disrespect to you, let me do this.
Let me do this.
You feel what I'm saying? No knock to what they were saying.
Right.
Some of the stuff they were saying could have been right.
Right.
But at the same time, I believe in letting you bump your head.
I like that.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
I believe in letting everybody bump their heads because you have to have your own experiences. If you don't go through something, you can't have an overcoming story. So
No testimony or none of that.
with that, okay, I coached Deuce up until that point. And then I started to realize I had to sit back a little bit because he's getting into a teenage, a teenage era in his life to where I've seen, just from being an observer and a watcher, I've watched parents when they coach, especially guys who coach their boys. When it got to that high school and that middle school time, they still were trying to push, and they lost the kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lost the kid mentally.
Yeah.
I've seen kids quit sports. I've seen kids just quit on life.
Yeah.
Because they were pushed too hard. So, what's so divine about, like, still speaking on Deuce, his 8th grade year last year, one of my good friends, Pascal Rucker, shout out to Pascal Rucker. He got the head coaching job at Salem Middle School, and he coached Deuce at 7 years old.
Wow.
And they won championship 14-0, undefeated.
Wow.
But that's the guy that I seen that had the most impact on his life.
Wow.
As a coach.
So he had a chance to.
He had a chance
play for
to
him again.
revisit that again. And this was around the time, like I'm telling you, I needed to back up.
Gotcha.
But I didn't want to put him out there to wolves. Right. I'm a person, you know this. I'm very adamant about who coaches my kids. If you can't coach, I don't want you coaching my kids.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Only people I've probably really chopped it up with was probably you and a couple others that are around me. Because I was really like overprotective over that. Like, no, you can't coach.
Right.
No. Not only did they go 14-0, they went undefeated and unscored on.
Wow.
He was a defensive back, playing corner, and he was the quarterback leading the team. So that was like a shocker, like wow. And up until then, I felt like I couldn't get out of him the ultimate, like what I couldn't get out of him his ultimate potential. So I had to step back for him to go, receive or to get to his ultimate potential.
Love it.
Now he's a stone cold dog.
Stone cold dog. Hey,
and
my boy in the building. Shout out to my boy Deuce. I gotta give you your flowers too, my guy.
I'm
well-decorated young man.
I'm gonna say to everybody, stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And that's all I'm gonna
Stay
say
tuned.
with that.
Now talk about, let's go to the young.
My other little guy, Zion.
Let's go.
He been a dog.
But he had a lot. He had a whole lot.
He had a lot. He had a whole lot to look at. And it's always said the second always is a dog because he got the first to look up to.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So the first Deuce went through his little obstacles, and now he see the light. Zion started seeing the light at an early age.
Yeah.
Zion started playing great ball, and one thing I'm gonna go back with Deuce. Deuce is always from the jump been a great student.
Yeah.
Always been a 3.4.0 student out of the gate. And I'm very thankful that the discipline we displayed as parents helped take him into that era. And now Zion is following in the footsteps. But Zion, back to Zion, Zion is a stone cold dog. He's that stone cold killer. And we like the things he does, is very shocking on a daily. Like, and he's that one that when you start coaching him, he might look at you crazy. He might make you want to do something to him. But I've learned as a father how to regress.
Gotcha. Good word.
And let your kids be kids.
Let them be kids.
And you know what I mean? So to training them, they know dad only going one way. Dad only coming one way.
What way is that?
It's hard. If you ain't coming to work, and my clients, everybody, they can attest to this. If you ain't coming to work, me and you gonna have a problem.
We'll have a problem.
Cause all I know is work, and that's who put me in that mind frame. You know what I'm saying? The day she said, all I see you go hard at is football, I kind of got mad. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm so glad she said that. You know what I mean? That brought the dog out of me.
Yeah.
Because me and Deuce are similar.
Yeah, very much.
I felt like as a young kid, everybody knew me playing football. Shout out to Lauderdale Lakes Vikings back home. I had some great coaches that had to bring the dog out of me. I had great potential. I was one of the best players on every team I played on. But I never capitalized on my ultimate potential.
I love that.
So that's how it started with Deuce, trying to get him to bring out his ultimate potential. You know what I mean? Just because, of my shortcomings. Not saying, I'm trying to live through my son, but no. Everybody who I come in contact, I try to push them to their ultimate potential.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we can't reach greatness if we don't do as such. You feel what I'm saying? So.
And I can contest to that, brother. You always bring out all my little hidden potential, everything I don't see. Thank you, bro. Thank you. We at that point now. I want to get to the viewers' questions, man, because I know they got some questions. We here with the CEO. Let's shoot for it.
You guys ready?
Let's go for it.
All right. So we have Ideal Couture. What advice would you give single parents raising young black men? or boys?
Thank you for that question, because that's been on my mind a lot lately too. First off, as a single parent, I feel the first thing a single parent needs to do is, just as anybody needs to do, is find themselves first, if that makes sense. Find out who you are. Find out what type of person you are. Find out, own up to your flaws. Always own up to your flaws. Because your flaws, 9 times out of 10, the flaws you have will be passed down to your offspring. Understand that. I'm gonna run that back again.
Run it back.
I'm gonna run that back again. This is very important. Find out who you are first. Find out, in the midst of finding out who you are, you will find out your flaws. Don't run away from your flaws. Meet them head on. Because guess what? Most of your flaws are going to be passed down to your kids. Okay? And to keep going about single parenting advice, listen to your kids.
Great.
First, let me go first. Let me go back. First and foremost, you have to set a precedent. You have to set certain discipline. There's this plague going on now in the world that kids don't like discipline. No, that's totally wrong. Kids love discipline. And in the end, kids will cling to the parent or parents who showed them discipline.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because we were built off discipline.
Yep.
You were built off discipline.
Yep.
I don't know if we know it or not, but we are built off discipline. You understand? So you have to have a certain line of discipline, a certain protocol. You know what I mean? In any business, it has to have a certain discipline and a protocol. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
So the same way with kids, you have to have structure with these kids, especially in this day and time, because everything is all over the place now. You know, you got rappers, you got singers, you got people rapping to your kids, and remember, music runs the world. When we talked about this last podcast, music runs the world. We got these people telling your kids to go lay down and do this and that and that, and not basically something totally different from what you want as a parent.
Right.
And it's gonna that's causing friction in the household. This music. So, my advice, discipline.
Discipline.
First. Does that mean you have to beat your kids across the head and everything like that? No. But you have to establish some discipline in the beginning, because you don't want to do this in the middle.
Right.
You don't want to do this when they become teens.
Right.
Because guess what? It ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
You have to establish discipline now. I don't know how old your kids are, but right now today, you have to establish some discipline because you're behind. So you got to get that going right now. And I say that with the utmost fire, because I'm a teacher, trainer, and everything, and I watch kids on the daily.
And a dad.
And I'm tired of seeing a lack of parenting.
There you go.
You feel what I'm saying?
There you
The parenting is totally different now. I mean, totally different now from back then. And
Great question.
that's my advice. We'll start with first things first. Develop a line of discipline for your kid.
There you go.
And guess what? For some parents, it's hard because some parents didn't come up with discipline. Some people didn't, you know. But at the same time, guess what? That might not. That 9 times out of 10, that probably won't work for everybody. You have to have a form of discipline in everything you do. To be successful, you gotta have a form of discipline. You gotta have discipline to wake up in the morning. You gotta have discipline to do your job to the highest level. So you have to start with discipline.
Great question. Do we have time for one more?
We don't have any more questions.
Okay. So if you guys have questions, feel free.
But
to ask those. What you got?
we have some comments.
Read
I
a
love
couple
your
comments. Give my dog his flowers.
Tony Roma. I love your podcast, Coach. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You and Coach Justin really putting it down. Keep that knowledge and energy flowing. Love you guys, man. And that is all.
I seen a couple perfect.
Oh, actually, one more question.
Gems. Yeah, go ahead.
Shima says, should parents be friends with your kids?
Okay,
Great question, Shema.
great question. In my opinion, I only can give you my opinion. The friendship is a certain level to a friendship. Okay. So I'll say that to say this: your kids have to earn your friendship. Meaning, once the level of discipline is put down in the beginning or wherever it starts, you have to let your kids know, okay, listen, I am the person that's in charge of you. You understand? I'm the person that's gonna help you, lead you into that's gonna help you push into greatness. So, of course, we have to be friends,
Yeah.
but there has to be a certain level of respect there. Like, just me and your friendship has a level of respect.
Has a level of respect.
You understand? It's a protocol.
Right.
I'm not gonna do nothing you don't like. You're not gonna 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna do nothing I don't like.
Right.
And that's the answer to that question. Of course, you and your kids can be friends. Understand? Don't get me wrong. Of course, you and your kids can be friends, and y'all should be friends.
Yes. Yeah.
But within protocol.
Within protocol.
It has to be discipline. It has to be, that kid has to know, your kid has to be able to come to you and talk to you about anything. They should be able to come to you and talk to you about anything under the sun. And at the same time, they should know that my mom or my dad doesn't play the radio when it comes to me doing negative things and getting in trouble.
Gotcha.
You understand? So you have to find that medium and that balance as a parent. And in my opinion, the way to find that medium and that balance is you have to put the structure down first.
Right. Right.
And at the same time, as a parent, you have to seek you. You have to know who you are. And in knowing who you are, guess what? There's gonna be evolution
Yeah.
when you know who you are. So you're gonna evolve. You're not gonna be stuck. And people who tend to get stuck, they take it out on other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of times it's our kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
because those are the closest people right there to us. A lot of us, take it out on the kid, and now that pushes the kid down. You understand? So, once again, the answer to the question, of course, you and your kids can be friends. And I hope all parents are pushing towards that. Because me and my kids are friends. You understand? They know I should be like the closest guy they can come to. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they don't have other friends, not saying they don't have other close people, but I should be one of the guys they can come sit and talk to.
That's why I like what you said, how they should earn it, meaning from the father first.
Right.
But once they get to that,
Just like me and you had to earn our friendship.
yeah, for sure.
You feel what I'm saying?
For sure.
You had to do some things to make me call you a friend.
Right.
I had to do some things to make you call. We didn't just one day say, oh, we're friends.
Yeah.
Just because we played ball.
Right.
No, that don't mean nothing. You feel what I'm saying?
And that respect is there, man. Like I really love it, man. So and it's just to add, you're not friends with your buddy the same way you are with your kids. There's a level, like Coach said, there is a level. I'm not friends with him the same way I am with mine. So, man, I appreciate those gems, man. Really good.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get to some fire though.
Okay.
Let's get in this gym real quick. Let's get in this. Matter of fact, let's take it back. Let's do this right here. And I don't want to go too deep into it, but I just want to bring it to attention. You are alumni. Bethune-Cookman, a lot going on. No direct question. I just want to know your feelings towards what's going on athletically, what's going on down there at Cookman. And shout out to Bethune-Cookman, Daytona, Florida, all that. Just give me a small take of what's going on.
Shout out Bethune-Cookman, first and foremost. I'm a graduate of Bethune-Cookman. And first off, I just feel, I'm gonna just touch on HBCU.
Go for it, whatever you feel.
And I'm gonna give it to you raw.
Let's go. Cause this is a raw show, guys.
I love the fact that I'm an HBCU graduate. I feel that you can't get no other as a indigenous man in this world, meaning man of color. I feel like the ultimate experience for a man of color or a woman of color is a HBCU.
Okay.
I'm that happy that I've attended HBCUs throughout my whole college career. Shout out to Morris Brown in Atlanta. Gave me my first start at HBCU, and I finished at the great Bethune-Cookman University. How I feel about it, I feel through the years, a lot of neglect has went on, but this is just not BCU.
Right,
it's just different HBCUs around the world that I've known about and everything. I feel like we need to get to the point where we care more for our HBCUs. I feel that we need to interview and get the right people in place. And I just feel we need to bring our own back. There's nothing like, I feel like nobody can care more for an establishment than someone who already went through those trenches.
Understood.
And I know several guys who I've played with. Shout out to Eric Weems, shout out to Nick Collins, shout out to Stevie Baggs Jr., who was going to be here today but had an engagement. These guys, shout out to Rasheem Mathis. Great guys. Like, I feel like there always should be that open door policy for these guys.
Right.
If they're not the head coach, they need to have a lot going on. Myself, everybody, like,
Y'all been through the trenches. Y'all know what it is.
I don't feel that it's enough love for these guys and individuals. I'm aware that they had a meeting.
Yeah.
Recently to bring awareness and to better the football program and everything, things of that nature, just around the school period with the president and everything like that. And that was great to see. And it's just we have to do things with our own. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna love you like your own. You feel what I'm saying? That's just like a mother's love, like a sibling's love. You know what I mean? These are people that are that grinded with you, that came up with you. Like, why aren't we bringing these people back? You know what I'm saying? And when you watch the top Division I schools and everything of that nature, you see all their alumni there all the time.
All of them, their own section,
and
everything.
That's my only knock with the HBC. I don't know about any other programs, but I'm just gonna speak on BCU.
Right.
There has to be more alumni engagement.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it ain't nothing like having an alumni coach
Yeah.
to bring those people back.
Yeah.
Because I think if you bringing somebody else from somewhere else that ain't been through them trenches with you, that ain't been through that mud with you, they ain't gonna feel the same way.
Right.
No knock to Ed Reed. Shout out to Ed Reed for bringing the light to him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people don't agree with how he brought the light and this and that, and that's understandable. But at the same time, he's brought the light now.
Yeah.
And I'm not a person that's just stuck on crying over spoiled milk. Let's do something about it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now we're in the present. Let's go.
Yeah.
Now he's brought the light. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people liked it. You know, it's different opinions on it. But guess what? I love that. I love when the ball gets rolled. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stay stuck on what Ed Reed said
Right.
or stuck on what this. But guess what I'm gonna do? Now we gonna look to advance.
That's
You
it.
know what I'm saying? And now, like I said, we gotta bring our own back.
Yeah.
You feel me?
For sure.
Like, not saying, oh, I was cool with Ed Reed getting fired. No, none of that. He's a black man that was trying to come help.
Yeah.
So guess what? Big ups to him for that. But you know, unfortunately, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Whatever happened. But now I feel like the next person that needs to take over the program is somebody who's been a part of the program before. You feel what I'm saying?
So alumni guys should come back.
Alumni guy needs to come back, and it's only right.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Just in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I got to say about that.
I have a lot of love for HBCU. Academically, athletically, the whole nine. Shout out to everybody who was a part of the cooking situation. Y'all keep fighting for what you like, for what you believe in, man. Let's get into the training, man. Let's get into the training. Background, how long have you been training? What inspired you to train, and why are you still training at this point?
First and foremost, okay, after I graduated from Bethune-Cookman, I went into teaching.
Yeah.
Okay, was a teacher 5 years, 4 years, 4 years down in Florida, 1 year here, Martin Luther King High School. Shout out to MLK.
Okay.
I was sitting in the classroom and I was just like, one day, and I was just daydreaming, and I was like, it gotta be something else I gotta be doing. Now, did I love teaching the kids and, you know, being a mentor to the kids in the school setting? Yeah, I love it. Hell yeah, I love it. But there was something nagging at me saying, you gotta do more.
Right.
You gotta do more. You gotta be great. You gotta push into your greatness. So, being that I had an athletic background, always, and being a lover of people, I always wanted to you know, help people reach greatness in my own space. So I thought about, why not open a gym? And then immediately I got scared. And I'm like, wow. I was acting like the gym was opening tomorrow.
Right.
But then I was reminded of what she said again. The only time you go hard is when you play football. So I said, guess what? I'm finna show myself that I can do this. So I'm passing by. You know, I live in the Snellville area, but I always so happen to come down Lithonia Industrial to get to I-20 to go somewhere. I don't know why this was the first way or path that I chose to go to I-20. Could have gotten there 78, could have went different ways, but I think everything you do is divine. So I come this way, go down Lithonia Industrial, I see these warehouses open. And I'm like, and going back to training for pro scouts, I trained in a warehouse. I've trained here in Atlanta. Shout out to John Lewis, Jamal Lewis's brother.
Yeah.
Was the trainer that trained me to run for the scouts.
Dog.
in a warehouse setting. I loved the feel. I felt like I was really grinding, really doing something when I was in that warehouse setting. So I was like, I narrowed it down, I'm gonna get a warehouse.
Right.
And I'm so happy to ride by here. I keep riding by, I see the sign, and then I come here. First, it was a lady here already as a trainer. But, so I got out the car one day and came in and talked to her. She was like, yeah, I'm a trainer. But then at the end of the conversation, she said, I'm leaving. And I was like, why? She was like, because it ain't much success over here. I can't get people to come over here and different things of that nature. So it kind of scared me again.
Right.
I'm like, wow. She can't get no. I said, where you from? She's like, I'm from here.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, she from here.
You can't get
I ain't even from. I'm from Florida. How can I get people to come here and train with me? So, just going through it, wrestling with myself, went back home, sleep,
Right.
can't sleep at night for days. Then I came back here and she was like, I'm leaving in February. So I'm like, oh wow. But me believing that everything is divine, I'm like, so it's time for me to go ahead.
Right.
She was like, guess what? I'm gonna make the call for you. She called
Wow.
and put me on the phone who I needed to talk to. As soon as I talked to them, they was like, okay, what are you trying to do? This, that. At first they were trying to deter me from keeping this. They wanted to change this into something else.
Something else.
And I was like, no, I'm trying to have a personal training facility. So they was like, well, we gotta talk about it, and then we'll give you a call back. They called me back the same day and was like, okay, we're gonna allow it this time.
Wow.
So I'm like, wow, this is divine.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm getting scared. I'm getting more nervous and scared. Like, oh my God. So now it's time to put the money down. I have been, we have been saving up to this point for this. So, you one of the first ones I contacted. Coach, I'm gonna open the gym.
Right.
What's up? Let's get it.
Random as hell. Random.
Just random.
Random.
You was down like it was just, Coach, we finna go out to the club.
Coach, the phone call you made had so much passion and conviction in it, man. It was one of those calls that was like, I was actually like, I think I was chilling. It was one of those calls that made me get up.
Right.
So it was, trust me, you saying the right thing right now.
Right.
But bro, we here now, bro. You were able to open up 6 years later, still here.
Yeah. And let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you about our grand opening. Well, I'm gonna tell them about our grand opening.
Talk about it.
Our grand opening. You may not believe this. We were nervous that we were gonna even get probably 20 people here, right? Our first grand opening. Remember we had the sign-in sheets.
Yep.
We had 100 people at the grand opening.
It was loaded.
It was loaded around here. Those of you who've been inside of here, we can't even fit 100 people in.
Yeah.
We had people inside, outside. We had a workout going on. Shout out to LaDonna. Shout out to Chanel. Shout out to Shaq. The people that started with us.
Major shout out.
And it ran like we've been in business for years. We had workouts outside, workouts inside that were going on. And I was like just walking around in shock, bro.
I've never seen us turn anybody away. Like,
right.
No matter how compact it's been, we always made a way, dog.
We always made a way.
I seen it with 100, I seen it with 2, I've seen it with whatever.
Right.
Always made a way, dog. But I just want to fast forward and get here, bro. I've been training for 12 years, bro. Been around Atlanta, been all around the world, bro. You are up there. You're one of those guys.
Thanks, bro.
You're definitely one of those guys. Talk about it, how it is to be just one of the elite trainers, bro. And don't get his credit, but I'll give you your flowers right now, bro. You're one of those guys. How do you feel about that, bro? And I see how you connect with your clients. I see how you connect with people. Give me the whole rundown. Give me the experience.
I think it's what I know. It's just passion from playing ball, and first off, being a great teammate. I was taught by my coaches from, shout out to Lauderdale Lakes Vikings again, and my college coaches, how to be a teammate. You understand? And then that developed a passion for people. You know what I mean? My mom was a lover of people.
She was.
All the kids,
Definitely was.
all the kids were in the neighborhood cling to her for the discipline. You feel what I'm saying? So that was it in a nutshell right there. Like I've always been a lover of people. I've never been jealous of people. I've always been a person that wanted to see somebody reach their ultimate greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's always been Zay. You know what I mean? I always want people to be great. So when I walk around and see like most of the world is obese.
Yeah.
When you walk around every day and see, and it's like, nah, we can't, especially our people, we can't live like that. So that's the passion I have every day, to help people get to what they want to do in life. You know what I mean? Because if you're not in shape, and basically using fitness to get there. Because I tell all my clients, shout out to all my clients, man. And shout out to my clients, shout out to people that been here, that were my clients. Shout out to all y'all. Y'all, I love y'all to death, man. But to go back to that, through fitness, I feel like I tell all my clients, this is the hardest thing you could be doing. Breaking your body down, hurting your body to just to elevate in life. The average person won't do that. So just by you coming in here, you made it above average.
Right.
Because you've even decided that you want to do this.
Right.
And this is tough.
Tough as hell.
It's tough. You can attest to that. It's tough for us every day to get up and do some damn bench press, push-ups, run around, especially listen to me and you every day.
Yeah.
We hell on wheels. And I commend all my clients and all of his clients. We all one big family. Like, commend y'all for just doing that, man. That's hard. That's tough. And if you can do that, you can do anything under the sun.
Yeah.
I promise you.
This man has prepared his clients. So whenever he can't even step in that day, it's second nature whenever they come with me or anybody else. Like, they are prepared, they're sharp. And I commend you guys too, bro. One thing I do commend though, and like I said, I've seen trainers all over. I think we're one of the many, small many, that can do a little bit of everything. We can get clients to lose weight, gain weight, work with athletes, work with youth, work with elders. It don't matter.
Right. We do it all.
We do it all, bro. Where does that come from with you though? To have that wide, that broad, and I have a boxing background. Boxing, football, it don't matter. There's no excuses when you come up. Where does that come from you? Like, where did you find that from?
Just coming up, just from being around so many athletes, just from being around just so many different people. Well, once again, shout out to my people back then, back in Florida, my little league coaches. I was taught footwork. I was taught how to get in shape.
Yeah.
I was taught how to play basketball. I was taught I was raised on a foundation that put me put me on a platform to where everything just comes so easy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we boxed as kids.
Yeah.
We boxed as, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We played basketball as kids. Me and my one of my great friends, Sante Samuel, we always talk about, to this day, how basketball was our first love.
Right.
And we predicated off of footwork and everything, you know what I mean? So it's just, it comes from back home.
Gotcha.
And it comes from, just having the type of parents and the mom that allowed me to do this stuff, allowed us to play sports, and just didn't get tired of us doing it.
So if you're a new owner, if you recommending clients and things of that nature, you had a question? Good. This is the trenches, bro. When you come to Butler Strength, don't look for no LA fitness, nothing like that. It's the trenches. And you're gonna do a little bit of everything. We get creative, whether it's boxing, whether it's feet work, things of that nature. I know we're getting ready to wrap it up, brother. You do so much for the community. Thousands of pounds have been shared here. A lot of love, a lot of connections have been made here. So you are a community leader. I want to make sure we broadcast and say that you're a community leader. Thank you for what you did. I also know that you're big on family and friends. We just had one of our friends come in here. Sam, shout out to you, my brother.
Shout out to my dog, Sammy.
To close it out, you just spoke about Sante Samuel, and shout out to Junior doing his thing in the league. I want to speak about that relationship too, real brief, before we close this thing out. Talk about that brotherhood. Did you have a question?
Yes, we did have a question.
Let's get this question in and we'll close that out.
D. Harris says, with everything else you can do and other places you can go, what makes y'all stay here and keep going?
I'll be brief and let Coach close that one out. The people, the energy. Like I just said, we connected with so many people. We networked with so many people. We have no bad energy here, bro. And if it is, we find a way to show that respect and do that. That keeps me here. The loyalty, the grind, all that keeps me here. Shout out to you, to me, my boy.
And piggyback on what he said, loyalty, man. We have a special group of people. We have mostly women, but we also have men. We have a special group of people that help us to wake up daily and want to do this. Because first and foremost, I feel like the ultimate thing everybody should be racing towards is peace. And that's the thing me and Coach have here.
Yeah.
We witness a certain amount of, it brings a certain amount of peace to our lives when we come here. We have peaceful people. I'm gonna share this. Back when we first opened, I prayed a prayer, and the prayer stated to God, bring me great energy. The people that don't have great energy, don't bring them here. Bring me great energy, or people that want to develop great energy. You know what I'm saying? And I believe your prayer should be intentional. I'm taught, and I'm just crazy enough to pray with intention.
Love it.
You understand? Like,
I love it.
I ask God, bring me great energy people. And that's what's been happening. And that's what's been going on ever since we opened these doors. So the answer to Meek's question, that's why we stay here, because it's great energy.
Ain't got nothing to do about the compensation or none of that. And brother, real quick, I just want to hear, just shout out your brothers and just give me that relationship, because I love it, absolutely love it, bro.
Shout out to Asante Samuel. Shout out to Asante Samuel Jr., his son. One of my great friends, grew up together, Pampers, got it out the mud together. Just the inspiration he is to me. He's one of the guys that he gonna always tell me like it is. When I want to hear truth, I go to Asante. You know what I'm saying? I always look to him when it comes to exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. He gonna tell me what you ain't doing right, and he gonna tell me what I'm not doing right. He gonna tell me what I'm not doing wrong, and I appreciate that so much. And like this day, yeah, he's a retired NFL player now, and now he has his own podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Art of the Interception.
Great
Y'all
podcast.
go like and follow that on YouTube. The Art of the Interception. Just being so transparent. You know what I'm saying? Everything he said to me, I haven't liked it. You understand? But me being a real person, And knowing that he's a real person, real always recognize real.
Yeah.
So even if I don't want to hear it, he's always giving me that truth, just like this lady had.
Need people like that.
So
Need
that's
people
why
like that.
I hold him so dear and close to me. You feel me?
Man, listen. Been another great addition. You my dog, bro. Let me, my dog, bro. You talking about getting it out the mud.
For life.
Been another one, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Got It Out the Mud podcast. Another great episode. Get those numbers up. Make sure you stay on my boy. And dog, thank you for letting me host, bro. Thank you for letting me
For
host.
sure. Hey, it's gonna be a lot of this, bro.
Hey, man.
So get ready,
Hey, man.
baby.
Hey, man. Salute to you folks, baby.
Hey, we gotta get our little chant in. Got it out the mud chant. You ready,
Let's
coach?
do it, bro.
Got it out the mud on 3. Got it out the mud on me. 1, 2, 3.
Got it out the mud, baby. Hey, hey,
That's
hey.
it.